Hello everyone, I am here today joined by a very special mama and her name is Tabitha. Hello Tabitha.
Hello.
Tabitha is a super mum, basically a twin mum, and she has been successfully breastfeeding her twins for 13 months. Tabitha is going to share with you a little bit about her breastfeeding experiences of breastfeeding twins, about her first experience, which was actually quite a positive one, and what made her join the Thompson Method community and how it has helped her along the way for her. So Tabitha, would you like to first of all tell us how breastfeeding too has been for the last 13 months?
It's been interesting. There's a lot of days you feel like even more of a milk cow in the beginning than you do with one baby. But once we got tandem feeding figured out, once the babies were able to latch on their own, it made it a lot easier. But it's been a really interesting experience. Not only have I been able to successfully breastfeed them, I've also been able to collect extra milk and have in the freezer, and I've donated to some other people as well. So
That
definitely have good supply.
which is something that we were speaking about before, which is quite a misconception when it comes to twins, because so quickly and abruptly, many women are told that breastfeeding twins is just not possible. Even if it is possible, it would be too much for your body. Young babies are hard. Breastfeeding can be hard, even if things are successful with breastfeeding. It can still be overwhelming. And, being a mum to two, I should imagine, is extremely overwhelming. Please, can you tell us how having that support network, especially with having a community where there are other breastfeeding twin mamas, can you tell us how that helped you in your journey?
um, the support definitely was a godsend. I have my sister who has three children, and then there's a couple other twin mamas that I've met in the area here, and having having people that are able to come over, and especially my oldest, who was almost two when the twins were born, having somebody to help with him, because initially you do a lot of sitting and nursing. And before we were tandem feeding, or when if I was feeding just one at a time, it was even more nursing. And so just having that support network of people that I could go to with questions. I have a friend in Ohio that has twins, and so I'd reach out to her with questions of how does she do things. Another friend of mine connected me with another twin mom that I actually knew growing up for a little while.
Lots of
And
twin babies.
yes, it's like when you have twins, they come out of the woodwork. That my husband got irritated. He got stopped at Home Depot when he had the three kids with, oh my gosh, twins, and he's like, every three steps I get stopped, and I'm like, people that are twins or have siblings that are twins, like they just come out of the woodwork, it seems
It's
like.
it's like when you find out you're pregnant and you
Yes,
notice lots of pregnant people.
yes,
This is
yes, same.
So you
And so
are you're here in the early days. You're in the deep of it, and you've got obviously a fantastic physical support network. And you told me before when we were chatting that you had access to the program beforehand because of the prenatal classes. And now you're able to reach out in this online community and see your friends, people that have mentioned the Thompson Method to you. You have a growing community online and in person. And I should imagine they were really cheering you on, weren't they?
they were, yes.
That's beautiful.
And personally, I think that if you can breastfeed a baby, I mean, if you can't, it's understandable. It's not always possible for everyone, but if you can, it's so good for their baby's development, for their gut development, for their immune system. It's a lot cheaper too than formula. And so it was a commitment. When they were about 4 days old, I had a pediatrician in the NICU. Maybe it was when they were about a week old, compliment me on my commitment to breastfeed both of them. And I told him honestly, with the every 3 hour schedule and lack of sleep, I was like, if I hadn't successfully breastfed my first singleton, I probably would have given up at that point,
It
because
does.
it's hard.
Doubts do creep in as well, don't they? So
They
you have
do.
just mentioned again that you successfully breastfed your first baby, who was only, I think I remember you saying 22 months once the twins
Yeah,
arrived.
he was
So
22 months when the twins were born.
why did you purchase the breastfeeding program? Why was the Thompson Method something that you were drawn to when you'd already previously successfully breastfed?
So I had found the program. I found something with Dr. Robyn's program before my first was born, and I was getting emails. And when my oldest was born, nobody mentioned until he was 2 hours old, even asking if I had tried breastfeeding yet. So as soon as everybody cleared out of the room, nobody had said anything to me about breastfeeding. It was October of 2020, so it was COVID. So my husband was my only support person allowed in the hospital. My sister was not allowed to come with me. So as soon as everyone cleared out, I said, honey, grab my phone, pull up my email. There should be a recent email from Dr. Robyn. Click on the video, go to her YouTube channel and find her video on the first breastfeed. And so that was how we muddled through our first breastfeed. And then a friend mentioned, because I hadn't thought I needed the program because I successfully breastfed my first. So when a friend mentioned that she'd also purchased the program and she had gotten more out of the prenatal, because I didn't realize there was a prenatal section, I figured since this time around I was going to have a hospital birth because of the state laws at the time in my state, that it would be a good idea to do the prenatal program just so I was more prepared for what was potentially
and that is something that is a huge factor about the Thompson method that many don't know. Is it's so much more the Thompson method than a breastfeeding technique. It's about a movement and an approach, a holistic approach to birth and breastfeeding. And I'm imagining you were really empowered and well informed going into this birth after watching the 12 plus hours in the prenatal modules with Dr. Robyn and of course midwife Rachel as well. So two very, very experienced midwives sharing their expertise to you in your pocket, on your mobile, whenever you have a minute of freedom during pregnancy. And I feel like from what you've told me about your birth with the twins, which had a lot of policies to adhere to in your state that you had to sort of really inform yourself about, it sounds like you had a rather positive experience, and that was probably a huge factor in how you got breastfeeding off to the best start with twins. So
absolutely.
would you say then that being informed as a twin mum is even more important, even if you have breastfed successfully before, and that is the key to success for you?
Yes, I would absolutely say being informed and pre-planning stuff as much as you can definitely led to success. I need to pause real quick. My toddler is calling. No worries.
Busy mum life in action. So Tabitha, I just wanted to ask you if you had a message for any twin mums that are out there expecting their twins, what would you say were two of the main points that the Thompson method could help them in their unique journey breastfeeding twins?
Don't be limited with what your medical provider is telling you. There's Dr. Robyn, with her experience, I love the fact that so much of her experience, what she bases things on is observations, things she has observed, things she has seen in labor, in delivery, in breastfeeding. And don't be limited by what the medical professionals are telling you is or isn't available, because it's not, that's just a small piece of the pie. And I feel like with Dr. Robyn's experience, she has really observed more, like paid more attention and not put herself in a box. And so as a result, a lot of the information that she shared was very freeing, because it allowed me to see that there was more than what my OB was telling me. And then when I was in the hospital, there was more than what my staff was telling me. And it allowed me to advocate for myself and for my children.
Absolutely. And I think as well, as just to add on to that, for me, as even a breastfeeding mom of a singleton, having a community where there are others that are asking questions, that are going against the grain, so to speak, that are sort of, as you said, coming outside of the box and doing things a little bit differently to others maybe, that's really, really supportive as well. And it's good to know that you're not the only person that has a long list of I don't want tos, as you said before we started recording. I don't want to have the epidural. I don't want to be in the OR. So if this sounds like you, if you are expecting twins and you're looking for support and you're looking for like-minded mamas, we also have Pamela, our wonderful twin mum expert. She's breastfed 3 sets of twins. And we have loads of other mums like Tabitha as well, who are successfully breastfeeding and well into their journeys and are very happy to be a part of the Thompson Method community. So Tabitha, thank you so much for squeezing us into your busy mum life, 3 under 3, and she's doing it all smiling.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And congratulations on 13 months of breastfeeding your little cuties.
Thank you.